or
Ask the Curator.
Ask a Curator. If you have any questions, put them in the comments below. Or message us on Facebook, or anywhere.
Anywhere, our Instagram, our Twitter. If you know us personally, come up and ask us a question. We can give you an answer there on the spot, but sometimes we like to discuss it before we actually be like, hey, this is the answer. Okay.
And subscribe.
What other zoo, aquarium, or museum would you like to work at if you weren't at your institution?
At the Planetarium in Chicago.
You'd go back to Chicago.
Well, I would work at the Adler Planetarium.
But you...
I love their science collection.
I think you can answer mine for me.
Holocaust Museum.
In Washington, D.C. Or Israel. Well, either one. I'd be okay with that. Yeah, I'd be okay with that. That's exactly right. I'd be at the Holocaust Museum.
I mean, really, I'd love to work at a Viking museum.
Norway.
But I don't know Norwegian or Finnish or Danish or German.
Now, if we're talking about zoo and aquarium, and the reason those were involved in is a curator's degree, you can actually work at a zoo and aquarium. A curator is needed for a zoo and aquarium to actually help build the exhibits and do some of the educational opportunities for the animals.
Because they curate.
Now, we don't handle the animals, but we handle everything else around it. Now, if it was a zoo or an aquarium, Washington, D.C. again, the Smithsonian Zoo, aquarium, I'd be in Dallas, at the Dallas Aquarium.
I don't know that I want to work at a zoo or aquarium.
I just want it because I want to live, I want to live on the animals.
You just said you don't handle the animals.
I don't, but I want to live on them. I would beg like my zoologist friends and be like, can I go in there with you and pet it? We're going to be open and honest.
Oh no.
Have you ever broken an item?
Yep.
Yes.
If you say you haven't,
You're a liar.
probably. It happens. I mean, the things are deteriorating. Even if you think like you tore a piece of paper, paper was so brittle that a little corner came off of it. I mean, things happen. A little splinter comes off of the pharmacy cabinet. Oh,
You're hanging up art and you puncture a hole in it.
do it. It happens. You gotta be honest about it, put it in the condition report, own up to it.
Yeah.
If it needs restoration, get it done.
If it needs conservation, get it done.
It happens.
Do your best to take preventative measures, but it's going to happen. Like at home, everything can happen, anything can happen.
You carry it, you always carry it with 2 hands. Put it on a cart if you can. You get everything out of the way so that you have a clear path. I mean, all these things you learn in school, and that's great.
And like we're taught in school, practicality is one thing, theory is one thing. Theory is one thing, practicality is another thing. You can do everything by the book, and it will still crash and burn in practicality sometimes.
At the MPMA conference that we were just at, I was being Havana White, showing off the auction items. And I had to carry this vase. And I was like, okay, we're museum people, we should have gloves. But we didn't, because it's not an object. And as I was walking around, I heard someone say, oh, she's not carrying it with 2 hands. She needs to be carrying it with 2 hands. And I had my thumb on it, and I was carrying it, and I had it. I mean, it was stable. I wasn't going anywhere. But it was funny to hear these museum people be like, she's not carrying it right. Things happen. You try your best not to. I mean, that's the whole point. We're preserving history, but...
You're going to do your best, and sometimes your best isn't always good enough.
Right, things dry out, leather dries out, paper dries out.
What makes your museum unique to other institutions?
We're here.
Ooh, she went the personal route, yo.
What makes us unique? Well, our Lee County Cowboy Hall of Fame is just about Lee County. Those are Lee County pioneers, ranchers, rodeo people. Okay, but I like us. We're here. And no one thinks the same. Everyone's going to design differently. Everyone's going to hang a show differently,
Yeah, it's all just based on the viewers and the people in the museum. Subscribe, ask us a question, and we'll see you next week.
Bye. No touching. No touchy. We touch their brains.